everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm sharing what I eat in a day, and I'm starting off my day with some soy milk. I'm making it from scratch with the soybeans. In my previous video on the summer drinks I made, I shared a recipe for soy milk with jasmine tea, which is great for summer and with the addition of ice. But today's soy milk, it will be just a pure soy milk, and I'm adding some millet as well as instant oats to improve the texture. I'm following this recipe online, which uses 30 grams of soybeans and 10 grams of millets and 10 grams of instant oats. This recipe requires 600 milliliters of water, which I thought was too much for me to drink, as I only wanted to drink a cup of soy milk. So instead of the measurements given by the recipe, I've actually decreased it by about 30 to 35%. In my previous video, I mentioned that I really love the power blender because you can do everything just in one blender. It includes heating up the ingredients, cooking it, as well as blending it. I'm always amazed by how it works. Look at how it looks now and how it will look later. Now I'm preparing breakfast, which I'll pair with the soy milk. Today I decided to eat some scrambled eggs and a sausage with a kiwi that I have left in my fridge. Recently, I'm trying to increase my vitamin C intake, so I bought some kiwis to help with it. After cutting so many kiwis, I still have not figured out how to cut them to reduce the amount of waste. So if you have any good ideas, please let me know. Even though I've read that kiwi skin can be eaten, I've not tried it. I just don't like the texture of it. Now that the kiwi is all done, let's move on to the scrambled eggs. Now that we're done with the breakfast preparation, let's go back to check our soy milk. You can hear the power blender working in the background. There's about 6 minutes left to go, but it's really looking good. Even though I'm straining the soy milk, I found that it doesn't really make much difference because it's really very smooth. Because I had my breakfast quite late, I'm taking it as my brunch, and now after a few hours I decided to make some snacks with flax seeds. I read that there are a lot of benefits with eating flax seeds, so I bought them recently and I searched online on what I can make with them. One of the recipes I found actually made some crackers with them. So these are thin crackers that are really crispy and crunchy, and I really love those textures, so I decided to make them for myself today. The recipe doesn't call for much skills to make them. First, I just need to add water to the flax seed and soak them for about 30 minutes or so. This will create a mixture that's a little bit slimy. Then you add your other ingredients such as pumpkin seeds, white sesame and black sesame like what I did in this case, but you can also add chia seeds. Give them a good mix and now you're ready to season them. For me, I like the taste of garlic, so I've decided to add some garlic powder and some salt. Once you're done mixing, we can now put them onto the baking tray and bake them in the oven. I baked it for half an hour at 150 degrees, and now I'm going to flip it to the other side and bake for another 30 minutes. I can't believe how crispy these crackers are. They are so crispy even though I didn't add any baking powder. I've already finished the crackers at the time of editing this. Time flies and now it's time for dinner. For dinner, I'm making some air fryer wings, Korean vegetable pancake, and some tofu dish. I really love making air fryer wings because it is less messy and you still get a little bit of the crispy texture. To get the ideal crispy texture on your wings, you really have to remove all moisture as much as possible. Then add some olive oil so that the seasoning that you are making can stick to the wings. For the seasoning, I'm using some salt and garlic powder, and then I'll also add some baking powder to give the extra crunch. I decided to add some black pepper as well. I added the seasoning in batches and gave the chicken wings a good massage. For the chicken wings to be a little bit more crispy, I like to air fry it for another 5 minutes at 200 degrees before serving. Now I'm making a tofu dish. I'm not sure what to call it. I'm using a firm tofu so it doesn't break easily. I'm now slicing them into smaller pieces so that it will be easier to eat. I'm getting some cornstarch out to coat the tofu. And after coating the tofu with the cornstarch, I will coat it with a layer of egg. What I'm doing here is to give the tofu a crispy layer and the tofu to remain soft on the inside. Now I'm making the sauce for the tofu. For the sauce, I'm using some minced garlic, soy sauce, oyster sauce, some cornstarch, as well as some water. I've added cornstarch so that the sauce will thicken. Once that's done, give the tofu a quick fry. Make sure you don't flip the tofu until it sets, so the tofu will not break into pieces. Once the tofu is nice and golden, add the sauce. To finish off, add some spring onions to give it some color. Once you see the sauce thickens and the water kind of decreases, you can now serve it. This is the last dish for today. I'm making a vegetable pancake with zucchini and some carrots. I should have actually added some onions, but I forgot. If you like some sweetness to your vegetable pancake, I really recommend adding the onions so that it gives a little bit more texture and sweetness. For this vegetable pancake, I'm using the Korean pancake mix. You can follow the instructions on the packaging itself for the mixture, or you can do it like me. I add water a little bit at a time until I get a yogurt texture. Add some salt for some flavor. Add the vegetables in and give it a good mix. This is a very versatile dish because you can add other vegetables that you like or even some mushrooms. In a heated pan, add the pancake mixture. I'm splitting the mixture into two, so I'll get 2 pancakes. Look at my rice and oat grain mixture. This is how I usually cook my rice. I mix both the white rice as well as the oat grains. The addition of the oat grains will add some texture to the rice, which makes it really good. For today, I decided to eat some pumpkin instead of rice. Personally, I've never been a fan of sweet potatoes. I prefer the texture of pumpkin, and they are also easier to eat. I don't have to peel them, and you can also eat the skin after you steam it, as it will be really soft. I just want to say I really like the function of the rice cooker where I can steam my pumpkin while cooking the rice. Sometimes I even steam my corn on top of it. Now it's time to eat. While having our dinner, we are watching I Am Solo on Netflix. It's a reality dating show in Korea where 5 men and women will come together for about 6 days, and they will go on different dates until the end where they have to decide whether they want to couple with one of the participants. I just kept going for the pancakes and my husband kept going for the cucumbers. The cucumbers were made a few days ago, so it is not in the video today. I was worried that I'll have a lot of leftovers, but luckily we only have 2 wings left, which will be my lunch tomorrow.